Hello learners, welcome to our virtual learning class. Today we have what? Mathematics. We have mathematics and we are still under what? Multiplication. And today we are going to talk about multiplication of 2-digit numbers by what? 2-digit numbers. Okay? In our previous lesson we talked about multiplication of 2 or 3-digit numbers by what? By 1-digit number. By 1-digit number. But today we are going to talk about multiplication of 2-digit numbers by what? By 2-digit numbers. Okay, good. Now let's look at the objective for today's lesson. So at the end of today's lesson, we should be able to do what? To multiply 2-digit numbers by what? 2-digit numbers correctly. Okay, we should be able to multiply them and get the exact or the correct answer. Okay. Now before we continue, let's look at some example of the previous lesson. In the previous lesson, we talked about multiplication of 2 or 3-digit numbers by 1-digit number. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's try this and see. We have what? Say find the product of 216 and what? 2. And we learned in our previous lesson that when we are talking about product, we are talking about what? Multiplication. Okay, we are talking about times, multiplication, and product. Okay, so let's continue quickly. Try our hand on this one. We have 216 times what? 2. Okay. Now we start. We have 2 times 6 is what? 12. It's 12. So we write the 2, then we carry the 1. Okay. So we write the 2, carry what? 1. Don't add it to this. You multiply this first. After multiplying, before you do what? You add it to it. Okay. Now we have 2 times 1 is what? 2. Plus this 1 is what? 3. Okay. Then we move on to the next one. 2 times 2 is what? 4. Okay, so we multiply 216 by what? By 2. We have what? 432. We have 432. That is multiplication of what? 3-digit number by what? 1-digit number. Very good. Now let's continue with today's one. We are talking about multiplication of 2-digit numbers by what? By 2-digit numbers. So find the product of the following 2-digit numbers. Okay. Now in this we have to change it to what? Multiplication center. We have what? We have find the product, so we know that the product is of multiplication. So we have 40. Sorry. We have what? 40. We have 45. 45 times what? 15. Good. This one you have to take your time. You take your time and do what? Multiply. We take the 5 to multiply through by 45. After that, we take the 1 to multiply through by 45. Okay. Now, when we are taking this one, the first answer we get, we start to write it under the 1, but not under the 5. Okay. But the 5 is 1, so we start writing it from there. Okay. Very good. I said take the number 1 by 1 to multiply through by 45. So 4 times 5 is what? 25. Okay. 4 5 is 25. 25. We write what? 5 carry what? The 2. Okay. Don't throw the 2 away and don't add it to this. You multiply before you add. Okay. Good. Then we have 5 times 4 is what? 20. Plus the 2 here is what? 22. Good. Now we are done with what? With the 5. We are done with the 5. We are moving on to what? 1. Okay. I say we take the digits 1 by 1. Now 1 times 5 is what? 5. 1 times 4 is what? 4. Now when you finish it something like this, we do add. Okay. Don't forget when we get to this area, you add. Okay. When you get to this area, we add. So we have a 0. 5 plus 0 is what? 5. 2 plus 5 is what? 7. Then 2 plus 6 is what? 2 plus 4 is what? 6. Good. So when we are asked to multiply 45 by 15, we get 675. Okay? We have 675. Good. Let's continue with the next example. Let's continue with the next example. The next example is 54 54 by what? By 12. So we have 54 times 12. Okay. Sorry. We have 54 times what? 12. Okay. Now we are taking each digit one by what? By 1. Okay. So we take the 2 to multiply 2 by 54, then we take the 1 to multiply 2 by what? 54. So we start with the 2. 2 times 4 is what? 8. Okay. The 2 times 5 is what? 10. You write our 10. Now we are done with the 2. We are moving on with what? 1. When you start with 1, the first answer you have to write it under what? 1. Okay. Under tens. Because the 1 is under tens. Okay. Good. So 1 times 4 is what? 4. Write it there. Don't go and write it under the 8. When you write it under the 8, you are going to get a wrong answer. Always write it under the tens. Okay. Ones under ones and tens under what? Tens. Then 1 times 5 will give us what? 5. Now when you get to this side, we add. Always make sure that when you get to this side, you do what? You add. Okay. So 8 plus 0 is what? 8. The 0 plus 4 is what? 4. The 1 plus 5 is what? 6. Okay. Good. So in what? Multiply 54 by 12. We have what? 600 and what? 48. 648. Okay. Good. Now let's continue with what? The next one is what? 28. 28 times what? 34. 28 times what? 34. Okay. Good. Now let's continue. Okay. We have what? We are taking 4 to multiply through by what? 28. Then take 3 to multiply through. Okay. So let's start with the 4. 4 times what? 8 is what? 32. Right? Good. It's 30 what? 32. So we 32. Oh, sorry. 32. 32. We are writing the 2. So we write the 2. Carry what? 3. Okay. Make sure you keep the 3 in your mind. Then we come here. We have what? 4 times 2 is what? 8. Okay. 4 times 2 is 8 plus the what? The 3, which will give us what? 11. Plus the 3 will give us 11. Now we are done with what? With the 4. Now we move on with what? The 3. So 3 times 8 is what? 8 is what? 24. So we write what? The 4 here. Carry what? 2. Okay. Then 3, 2 is what? 6. Plus the 2 will give us what? 8. And the 2 will give us 8. Give us 8. Now let's continue to add. Let's continue to add. Okay. 2 plus 0 is what? 2. 1 plus 4 is what? 5. And 1 plus 8 is what? 9. Sorry. One plus 8 is 9. Okay, very good. Let's look at the last example, which is what? 18 by what? 12, or 18 times 12. So we have what? 18 times what? 12. Okay, now 2 times 8 will give us what? 16. We write 6, carry 1. Okay, now 2 times 2 times 1 is what? 2 plus the 1 will give us what? 3. Okay, now let's move on to this. We finish with the 2, so we move on with what? 1. So 1 times 8 is what? 8. Always write it under the tens. Then 1 times 1 is what? 1. From here, you continue to do what? To add. So 6 plus 0 is what? 6. 3 plus 8 is what? 11, right? You write what? 1, carry 1. Plus 1 will give us what? 2. Okay? So the answer is what? 18 times 12 will give us what? 216. 216. Very good. Now, so I hope You have understood very well, and with this, I'll bring the lesson for today's to an end. Until meet again. Have a nice day. Bye.